Hello everyone, welcome to Genius channel. We'll see some previous year physics questions of MBA. Okay, all of you see the question number 67. Question number 67. Two bodies A and B are moving with equal velocities. Two bodies A and B are moving with equal velocities. Mass of B is double that of A. In this context, which one of the following statements is correct? Two bodies A and B are moving with equal velocity. So V1 is equal to V2. Mass of B is double that of A. That means MB is double that of A, MA. Okay. So mass of B is double that of A. In this context, which is the correct statement? In this context, which is the correct statement? Momentum of B will be double that of A. Momentum of A will be double that of B. Momentum of B will be 4 times that of A. Momentum of both A and B will be equal. Okay, so all of you read this. Use the formula, find out the answer and comment the answers. Which is the correct answer? Please comment it. Okay. So we know momentum P is equal to what? Momentum P is equal to mv. Momentum P is equal to mv. So here first we will see the momentum of A. That is that momentum PA is equal to its mass into velocity. VA, I'm taking it as A and B. A and B. So now momentum PB is equal to MB B. So this is A. Okay. MB V B. MB V. Okay. Now we know that MB is what? 2 MA. Isn't it? 2 MA VB. So PB, MB I can substitute as 2 MA. So now PB by PA. What is PB by PA? PB by PA will be 2 MA VB divided by MA VA. Okay, and we know VA is equal to VB. So VA and VB we can cancel, MA and MA we can cancel. So PB is equal to 2PA. PB is equal to 2PA means what? PB is equal to 2PA means momentum of B will be double that of A. Momentum of B will be double that of A. So only we need to know the equation P. Equation P is equal to MB. Direct substitution, you'll be getting the answer. Or like this also you can try, that is P is equal to MB. That means P proportional to M, because velocity is given as same. So P proportional to M. So PA proportional to MA, PB proportional to MB. Okay, so PA by PB is equal to MA by MB, where MB I can write it as 2MA, 2MA. So MA will go, then what you will get? 2PA is equal to PB. Like that also you can do, taking the proportionality. Otherwise, you take the equation directly and do that. Okay. So moving to the next question. Question number 68. Question number 68. Direct question. The SI unit of acceleration is. The SI unit of acceleration is. What is the answer? Meter per second square. We know A is equal to V minus U by T. Change in velocity by time. So velocity we know it is meter per second. Time we know second. So it is meter per second square. So acceleration's unit is meter per second square. Option B. Moving to next question. The impulse on a particle, due to force acting on it during a given time interval is equal to change in its force, momentum, work, energy, which is the correct option. Impulse on a particle due to force acting on it during a given time interval is equal to change in its force, momentum, work done, energy, which is the correct answer. Try that, all of you. Okay, so I've got the answer, momentum. See what is actually impulse? Impulse is force into time, isn't it? F delta T, that is impulse. Now we know force is F is equal to ma into time. Then what is A into T? A into T is change in velocity, isn't it? A into T is change in velocity, because we know A is equal to change in velocity by time. V minus U by T. So this is change in velocity, that is M into A into T is what? Change in velocity. Change in velocity. So when change in velocity means V minus U, isn't it? That is mv minus mu. That is what is mass into velocity? That is momentum. So P final momentum minus P initial momentum. That is final momentum minus initial momentum. So impulse is final momentum minus initial momentum. So change in momentum is the impulse. Okay, so how did you do? Just listen again. See, I'm writing here. Are you able to see? I'm writing here. Okay. See, listen. First I wrote impulse. Impulse is equal to F delta T. Isn't it? F into delta T, change in time. F I know it is mass into acceleration, then into delta T. Now we know what is A. A is equal to V minus U by T. That is change in velocity by time. So what is AT? AT is change in velocity V minus U. So that is M into V minus U. So that is mv minus mu. So what is mass into velocity? That is momentum. So this is final momentum. This is initial momentum. So P final minus P initial. So impulse is equal to final momentum minus initial momentum. Final momentum minus initial momentum. So impulse is nothing but equal to change in its momentum. Impulse is equal to change in its momentum. So moving to the next question, question number 70. Question number 70. The motion of a car along a straight path is shown by following figure. Motion of a car along a straight path is shown by the following figure. The car starts from O and reaches at A, B, and C at different instants of time. During its motion from O to C and back to B, the distance covered and the magnitude of displacement are respectively. So all of you read the question again and do it. Motion of a car is along straight path as shown in the figure. The car starts from O and reaches A, B, C at different instant of time. During this motion from O to C and back to B, the distance, so it has to from O to C and back to B, O to C and back to B, the distance and displacement you have to find out. Okay, very easy question. Just tell me what you are getting. I'll give you 30 seconds for doing this. Okay, so what did you get? Did you get 85 kilometers and 35 kilometers? 85 kilometer, 35 kilometer. Easy, no? So listen, from O to C. I'm first finding distance. Distance. Okay, distance is from O to C, it is 60. From C to B, it is 10, 20, 25. So 60 plus 25, that is 85. So when it is at B, going to C, then coming back to B, isn't it? Going to C, then coming back to B. That means going to C means 60 plus 10, 20, 25. So that is 85 kilometers. So 85 kilometers is the distance. Now you need a displacement, isn't it? You need the displacement. So displacement will do only what? Initial and final point, isn't it? Displacement will look only the initial and final point. So what is the initial point? O. What is the final point? B. So from O to B, what is the displacement? 35 kilometers. So displacement is 35 kilometers. Displacement is 35 kilometers. Because displacement only checks the initial and final path. It will not look into the path traveled. Okay, so answer is option D. 85 kilometers the distance, 35 kilometers the displacement. Okay, if you see the question number 45. Question number 45. The graph given below indicates change in temperature theta when heat Q was given to a substance. Which among the following parts of the graph correctly depict latent heat of the substance? Latent heat of the substance. Okay, so read again. What does this graph shows? Graph shows change in temperature theta when heat Q is given to a substance. Which of this graph or which part of this graph represents latent heat of substance? That is what you have to find out. Okay. Okay, fine. So I'll show you the graph clearly. You have to, and I'll show the options also. So this is the graph. This is the graph. So from A to B, theta means temperature given. Temperature that is change in temperature when heat Q is given. Okay, change in temperature when heat Q is given. So just find out what is the what does latent heat of substance from this graph. Okay. So which is the correct answer? Okay. So have you got the answer as option B? Option B, B, C and D, E. B, C and D. So listen carefully. Actually, what is latent heat? What for what? This heat, latent heat is used for what? See, if I have some substance, some substance. I'm heating this substance. Suppose this is solid. What happens after sometimes? It will melt. This solid will melt and become liquid, isn't it? So the latent heat is something which is used to change the state. Used to change the state. Latent heat is the heat that is given to change the state of a substance, not its temperature. So latent heat will not be used to change in temperature, to increase its temperature. What happens? Only change in state happens, no increase in temperature happens. Understood? So when latent heat is used to change in state, but it does not change the temperature. So now listen to the graph. See, from B to C, and from B to C there is constant temperature change. There is no temperature change happening. But what will be happening here? State change will be happening. So BC is the position of latent heat. Now here D2E same happening. No, temperature is not changing. In D2E, temperature is constant. Okay, so that heat will be used to change the state, not to increase the temperature. So what do you understand? BC and DE are the places of latent heat or the graph of latent heat. Understood? So latent heat will only change the state of the substance, but it does not change the temperature or increase the temperature. So BC and DE is the correct answer. So option B is the correct answer. Understood also? Let's move to the next question. Question number 46. A pressure cooker works on the principle of elevation of boiling point of water by application of pressure, making the food grain softer by application of pressure, making the food grain softer by application of pressure and temperature, keeping the food grains inside steam for a longer time. Okay, I want you to answer this here on. And if you try that, also read this question, read all the statements carefully and answer it. So what is the answer? See, listen. Actually, pressure cookers work. What happens inside a pressure cooker? In pressure cooker, there will be very high pressure, and as a result of that, the water will boil at a very high temperature. At a very high temperature. Understood? PV is equal to nRT. Means what? P proportional to T. So when pressure is increasing, the temperature also will be high. So here, the thing happening is when a pressure is applied, when more pressure is applied, what happens? The boiling point of water will be high. Water will not boil very fast. It will take some time and boil. Understood? So until that much time, what will be there? Till that temperature is there, the food will be under high pressure. Understood? So the condition is inside a pressure cooker, what happens? It is elevation of boiling point of water by application of pressure. So option A is the correct answer. Understood? So inside a pressure cooker, there is high pressure. As a result, boiling point of water will be elevated. It will be a higher value. So till that much time, the boiling will not happen, but we'll get some more time. Due to that pressure, the food will be cooked soon. Understood? So answer is option A. So see you everyone in another video with more questions. Thank you so much for watching Genius channel.